Assalamualaikum, my name is Alina Zika binti Zamri and my number matric is A21A3219. I will talk about Apollo Food Holdings Berhad Company. Apollo Food Holdings Berhad is a Malaysia-based company founded on 5th March 1994. The company is located at Johor Bahru, Malaysia. The company's aim is to always fulfill the customer needs and requirements by using the latest equipment and technology. The company had accredited with halal, which is really important in Malaysia. The company manufactures in supplier of chocolates, confectionery products and layer cakes. Next, I will talk about Oriental Food Industry Holding Berhad was incorporated on 8 June 1996. Oriental food products are divided into 5 broad categories, such as snack food, wafer, potato snack, biscuit and bakery products. All the products are sold under the brand name of Supreme, Oriental, Rota, Fudo, Delio, Jaker and more.
Hi, my name is Nur Izzati binti Zulkifli. My matric number is A2182X62. Today I want to present about horizontal for Apollo Food Holding Berhad. A. Liquidity ratio have two ratio, which is current ratio and quick ratio. For example, for quick ratio is during the year of 2019 to 2020 period, the quick ratio had increased from 14.11 to 15.06 and decreased to 10 in 2021. B. Activity ratio has account receivable turnover, fixed asset turnover, inventory turnover, and total asset turnover. For example, for total asset turnover, during the year 2019 to 2020, total asset turnover decreased from 0.71 times to 0.99 times and increased to 0.73 times in 2021. C. Leverage ratio have two debt ratio and debt to equity. For example, for debt to equity during the year 2019 to 2020, debt to equity had decreased from 8.67% to 8.33 and increased to 10.14 in 2021. And the last one, profit stability ratio have 5 ratio, which is net profit margin, operating profit margin, turn on equity, gross profit margin, and the last one, return on asset. For example, for return on asset during the year 2019 to 2020, return on asset has decreased from 21.78% to 5.14% and increased back to 6.65% in 2021.
Okay, for Oriental Food Industry Holdings Berhad, there is two ratio under liquidity ratio, which is current ratio and quick ratio. For current ratio, the formula is current assets divided by current liability. As you can see, during the year 2019 to 2020, the current ratio had increased from 2.40 to 3.05 and remained the same in 2021, which is 3.05. For leverage ratio, we have debt ratio and debt to equity ratio. During the year 2019 to 2020, debt to equity had increased from 35.05% to 27.62%. And for year 2021, it is slightly dropped to 27.54%. In profitability ratio, we have operating profit margin, net profit margin, return on equity, gross profit margin, and return on assets. Okay, we look at net profit margin. During the year 2019 to 2020, net profit margin decreased from 4.96% to 3.75%, and it has increased to 6.25% in 2021. This means that the business is going well, controlling its overall expenses.
My name is Nihan Shabit Rosli. My number matric is 8183346. I'll discuss for 3.0 vertical analysis, which is Apollo Food Holdings Berhad versus Oriental Food Industry Holdings Berhad. First is liquidity ratio. Liquidity ratio divided by 2 is current ratio and quick ratio. So for example interpretation, the company Apollo Holdings Berhad performs well from 2019 to 2021. compared to Oriental Food Industry Holdings Berhad. As a result, it demonstrates that the business can meet its short-term obligation without relying on inventories. Second is activity ratio. Activity ratio divided by 4. First, account receivable turnover. Next, inventory turnover. Next, fixed asset turnover. Next is total asset turnover. So, for example, for activity ratio, we can see at inventory turnover. Interpretation: Apollo Holdings Berhad performs well from 2019-2021 compared to Oriental Food Industry Holdings Berhad. As a result, it reflects how effectively the business managed inventories to increase sales. Market ratio that we choose is earnings per share. So, for example, its interpretation: Apollo Holdings Berhad performed well from 2019-2021 compared to Oriental Food Industry Holdings Berhad. As a result, the company indicates better income per share.
Hi, I'm Morgan Kalidasan. My matrix number is A21B3302. Today I'm going to interpret the financial ratio of Apollo Holding Berhad and Oriental Food Industry in vertical way. This is the leverage ratio, which there are two sub-ratio, that is debt ratio and debt to equity. From the data we collect at the year 2021, the Apollo Holding Berhad has a low debt ratio compared to the Oriental Food Industry. This indicates that the Oriental Food Industry has a high level of risk. Hi, following up with the profitability ratio, there are 5 sub-ratio. There is operating profit margin, net profit margin, return on equity, gross profit margin, and return on asset. From the financial statement of the company, at the year 2021, Apollo Holding Berhad operating profit margin is higher compared to the Oriental Food Industry, where the Apollo Holding Company show a huge growth in the productivity.
My name is Nur Aina Husna binti Muhammad Jamil. My matric number A21A3359. Let's continue with the conclusion. In conclusion, this report provides detailed information on the financial condition of Apollo Food Holding Berhad and Oriental Food Industry Holding Berhad in the recent past, with a comparison of the most recent reporting period and the past several annual period from 2019 to 2021. The information provided is of great value to prospective investors to understand the performance of the company, the asset and liabilities connected to the company, how the current performance period compared to the past period, and the total value of the company. Company should raise funds through short-term sources as opposed to long-term funds for short-term fund needs, which are comparatively economical. Also, short-term loans are a perfect solution for short-term cash needs. For the stock to be easily converted into sale, the company should change its sale policy. The company should use its fixed asset properly to maintain its financial position. Thank you from us.